Welcome back to United USA 2020 and beyond. This is a very controversial issue. Obviously, some of us feel like it's communism, some of us feel like it's just the right thing to do. The rest of us, some are being called anti-vaxxers. And what is the right thing to do? For each individual, the individual must choose what's right for them. And that's the bottom line. No one can tell you what to do with your health, even if they try to justify in the name of a so-called yada yada. It doesn't matter. Now we're being blamed because unjabbed? Yeah, no.
Let's talk about fake vaccine cards, which are apparently proliferating right now online. According to a researcher at a cybersecurity firm, the restrictions that are being placed right now on people who are not vaccinated have led to an explosion of fake vaccine cards. Here's what a researcher with a cybersecurity firm called Kaspersky said in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. As a segment of the population tries to avoid the new measures, the darknet reacts to the real market, and thus demand gives birth to offers. Now, according to multiple reports, fake vaccine cards, which claim to be issued by the CDC, they have been popping up all over the internet, including on Amazon, on eBay, on Etsy, as well as on other online marketplaces. The Department of Justice, they even came out and issued a statement saying that they've seen an uptick on these types of cards. Specifically, here's what one of their spokespeople said. While we do not have definitive numbers, we are seeing more of these types of schemes recently. Now, all of this underpins the reality of how difficult it's going to be for businesses in cities like New York to have to check people's vaccination status. By the way, just as an aside, one of our reporters actually went around New York City last week, and he spoke with several restaurant owners and managers, and many of them told us that they are not really keen on having to check people's papers. Regardless, while some people have taken to purchasing fake vaccine cards, others have instead taken to the street and protest. For instance, 3 days ago over in Michigan, hundreds of protesters gathered to rally against government vaccine mandates. Now, the group which organized this rally is called Stand Up Michigan. And during a speech at the event, here's what their executive director, Ms. Tammy Clark, here's what she said. If we don't stop this now, we won't get another chance. Let's show the government that the employees of this country will not tolerate this tyranny. We have inalienable rights, and we are not going to give them up. We must refuse to comply with the vaccine mandates and forced mask wearing at all costs. If you lose your job, go out and get another job. Now, we here at the Epoch Times, we had one of our reporters out there on the ground, and he got a chance to speak with some of the people who came out in protest. For instance, among the many healthcare workers who were present, our reporter ran into two cousins, both of whom were nurses, and both of them are facing the possibility of losing their jobs if they don't take the vaccine. Here's what one of the nurses told our reporter. Being forced to take the shot or lose your job is like me telling a patient, take your pills or I won't feed you, bathe you, or care for you. Both instances violate the nurse's code of ethics. Christina and I grew up in communist Romania, where doctors put things in your arm against your will. We know what this is. We lived under it. It's communism. And then her cousin, Christina, she's the one she referred to, here's what she added. Imagine being banned from shopping for groceries at a store. Americans haven't lived through that kind of tyranny yet. Many of our fellow healthcare workers feel as we do, but are afraid to speak up. Now, for your reference, by the way, many of the major healthcare providers over in Michigan, including the Henry Ford Health Systems, the Beaumont Health Systems, Spectrum Health, as well as the VA Medical Center of Battle Creek, they have all either already instituted or they've announced plans to institute vaccine mandates. Furthermore, one person at the rally, who works as an inpatient medical coder, he told us that this vaccine mandate applies even to employees who work remotely. Here's what he said. I'm being forced to be vaccinated or lose my job. My last hope is a religious exemption. Now, at this event, there was also a pastor who spoke up on stage, and during his speech, he outlined what he called the immorality of the government's vaccine messaging. Here's what he said. The Biden administration has been denying they are forcing you to get vaccinated, but they have publicly stated that they intend to make your life so uncomfortable that you will have to take the vaccine. First, they take our rights. Then, they redefine our God-given inalienable rights as privileges. Then, they attempt to bribe us into compliance with the promises of restoring some of those privileges.